back to another video on my channel, another video of this series which is called my top 5 series. And today we're going to be talking about my top 5 concealers. I hope you enjoyed the first episode where I spoke about my top 5 foundations. So today I'm back with my top 5 concealers. I'm not very sure about the lighting today because it's been raining, but I really wanted to get this video done, and I think there might be some weird white balancing issues here, but I'm really quite liking my makeup today. Unfortunately, I did not film this, but yeah, let's dive into the video. I'm gonna be talking about my top 5 concealers. So the first concealer that I want to talk about is the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. I have this in the shade 30 Cafe. I bought this quite some time back and I absolutely loved it. It is one of my favorites, and I've seen a lot of people use this as a multi-purpose thing. Where, as you can see, this concealer is really old. I bought this quite some time back. It's got a very creamy consistency and it blends out really well, and on most days when you don't want to wear a foundation, you could just wear this and just set it with powder and you're good to go. I like the fact that it is easily blendable, and it is very inexpensive. I think it's about 500 to 600 rupees. This is one of the best concealers. I personally feel that the packaging and the look and feel of it almost reminds me of NARS concealer, the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, but I wouldn't call this a dupe or an inexpensive alternative because that one's very different. There is a competing concealer for this which I have never used, the Maybelline Age Refine. It is one concealer that I have not used. I've heard so many people rave about it, but I've never been attracted to using it. It's probably the applicator. I am a big fan of the doe foot applicators. The fact that the doe foot of this one is really small, it helps me go into those nooks and crannies of my inner corners. I think it comes in 9 shades and it is one of my favorites. The next concealer that I want to talk about is my Huda Beauty Overachiever Concealer. I still have the box. I'm like that. I don't know. I always keep my boxes. I'm pretty weird like that. I have this in the shade Salted Caramel. It's 26G, which I think means golden undertones. I bought this when I was traveling, and I bought this in London, and I got this for like dirt cheap. I got this for 11 pounds when I was in London. So it originally retails for 23 pounds, and I think it's much more expensive here in India, and I got this for 11 pounds. That's about 1,000 rupees. So that's a steal. I have this in the shade Salted Caramel, but after I got back and I started using it, I realized it was way too warm for me. But then I use it as a color corrector under my foundation on days when I feel like I need more coverage. The best part about this concealer for me personally is the nozzle. If you can see, it just makes the application very easy. You can just go into your inner corners and all of that, and I personally use this shade to correct the darkness and the pigmentation under my eyes and around my lips. Another amazing thing about this concealer is the shade range. I think it comes in 20 different shades with different undertones, and that's a big deal for a concealer, and I personally love that. Next up on my list is the most loved LA Girl Pro Conceal HD Concealer. I absolutely love it. I mean, who doesn't? I mean, this is one of the cult favorites. I think LA Girl concealers are everywhere. Everybody loves them, and they come in 37 shades. I think they have the orange correctors, they have the purple correctors and the green correctors, which I have not used, and I have not used the orange corrector as well. I've seen a lot of people who, with my skin tone, use it, but I never felt the need for it because I do have pigmentation, but it's not so heavy that I have to use an orange corrector. For me personally, for my pigmentation, I think a warm peachy undertone concealer does the job. But I have this in the shade Toffee, which is GC984, and I absolutely love it. I love the coverage, I love the application. I think this one really surprised me because I watched a lot of videos before I could purchase it, and I personally thought that it was like the Huda Beauty one, like a nozzle, but then I realized that it actually has these bristles here which make the application so easy. I haven't been using this off late, but I have used this product quite a lot. I know it's in a very dirty state right now, but it's almost done, and I think it's time for me to repurchase this one, which I am definitely going to. Retails, I think this one retails for around 700 rupees or 695 rupees, but you can always get it on off on Nykaa. I don't think it would have come as a surprise that this is on my list, because it's one of the favorites among a lot of people. The next concealer that I want to talk about today is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I know this is not available in India, but if you can get your hands on it, there is nothing like it, because it's just so amazing. I have this in the shade Amande, which is medium dark 3. It's so radiant, it's so creamy, it makes your under eyes look absolutely stunning. It gives you that instant lift. It blends like butter. I like the consistency of this concealer. I don't know how to put it. It's not too runny, it's not too thick, it's never drying, it just hydrates your under eyes. And I'm sure a lot of people will vouch for this concealer. And the packaging, I mean, it looks so luxe. It is expensive, but if you can get your hands on it, there's nothing, absolutely nothing like it. A little really goes a long way. It gives you a lot of coverage, but at the same time, it's not drying, or it doesn't feel heavy on your face. I have ordered for one more from Cult Beauty, because this one is in exactly my shade. It doesn't really help me highlight my under eyes, but it gives me coverage. But I wanted something that's lighter, so I ordered for another one. I mentioned earlier that the Maybelline one almost kind of mimics this one. I don't know if you can feel it. Of course, this looks very compromised and modest, but this one is absolutely luxe. And I personally love NARS products. On days when I don't want to wear a foundation, this is the concealer that I reach for. It retails for around 24 pounds on Cult Beauty, which is about 2,300 rupees. But I think when you put it in your cart, what will happen is that you will not have to pay your UK taxes. I think it comes up to around 20 pounds, which is about 1,900 rupees. And then when it comes, you have to pay customs, which is your taxes in India. So it comes up to the same price, and I think it is the best, I could say. I know I just said that the NARS concealer was the best, but I cannot deny that the next concealers that I'm going to be talking about are just as good, just as efficient, and I don't know, just as good, which is why this is my top 5 and not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I guess, in no particular order. I am talking about the M.A.C Studio Fix 24-hour smooth wear concealers. I've been using these for about 3 years now. I think ever since they launched, I've been using the Studio Fix foundation for quite some time, and then I just started using the Studio Fix concealers. It stays true to its name, whatever it's called. It's called 24-hour smooth wear. Absolutely smooth wear. The way you apply it, the way it blends in, you don't have to use a lot of product. It works well with brushes, it works well with blenders, and it wears a really long time. 24 hours, I've not tested that, but a really long time. So I usually wear this to work when I'm feeling like I need a lot of coverage, or when I'm feeling like my under eyes look really dull. So those are the days when I wear it, and these have become my everyday go-to concealers. What the inner packaging looks like. Now I'm showing you two of these because I use the NW45 for under eye correction whenever I feel like I have a lot of pigmentation, or I feel like I need more coverage under my eyes. I use the NC48 as a concealer above my foundation to brighten my under eyes. I used to use an NC50 before I started using the NC48, but that one is exactly my shade. Like, it's my foundation shade. if you're someone who doesn't want to wear a foundation and you're looking for a concealer that's exactly your shade, then and if you're in my shade, then that's the shade that you're looking for, NC50. You could wear it just without foundation as well. It blends really well. I think they have the pot variant in this as well, which is much more thick in consistency, but I wouldn't suggest a pot concealer for highlighting personally, because it is very thick, right? So it kind of feels very heavy under your eyes. I would suggest creamy concealers for highlighting, but you could use the pot concealers for color correcting, because pot concealers are much more thicker, so you will end up using less product. It will help your makeup look less cakey, is what I personally feel. The MAC concealers retail for around 2,400 rupees, and yes, they are absolutely worth the money. They last a really long time. I think I purchased these around last year and they've definitely not expired, which is why I still have them. Yeah, that's it. That brings us to the end of this video. I hope you guys are enjoying this series. Let me know if there are other products that you want me to try, that you have tried and has worked for you and you would want me to take a look at. So that's it. I'll be back with another video tomorrow. Bye.